Okay. God, it kind of sucks when you film an entire video, but you forget to put the SD card in, so it captures nothing. So essentially, I've been sitting here for about 20 minutes talking to myself. But anyway, welcome to another Peel and Drag podcast. This is number 10, I believe. I'm just getting off of a awesome weekend. Lots of cool stuff happening. I actually got a chance to, since I'm on the Jackson fishing team, I was able to travel down to Sparta, Tennessee for the annual dealer summit. This was the 6th annual summit. Essentially what it is, they bring in all the new product and all the boats in the entire lineup, and they invite all these dealers and retailers to come in and try them out, paddle them around. So essentially I got to stand there and talk fishing and talk boats with people for 2 days, and it was super awesome. Got to tour the factory, got to see how the boats were made. It was crazy how big this operation is. I had no idea. I left Richmond Sunday night. I was seriously considering not going, just from the simple logistics aspect of having to drive almost 20 hours in 2 days to get there and back here for work. But talked myself into it. I'm super glad I did. I made what should have been an 8-hour run down to Tennessee from Richmond. Left at like 6 Sunday evening or something like that. I left super late. I got down to Sparta, Tennessee somewhere around 5 a.m. Ended up sleeping in the cab of my truck in the Walmart parking lot there. Slept long enough to get up and go over to the actual summit where everything was set up. We spent all day talking fishing and boats and kayaks and just all kinds of crazy stuff. Had an awesome dinner at this place called the Foglight, party with a couple dozen of good, honest people you want to be around, fishermen, kayakers, crazy whitewater dudes. It was super awesome. Ended up not bringing any essentials, I guess you could say. No soap, no toothpaste, no toothbrush, no sleeping material, no plans on where to sleep. I had so much going on over the weekend. I kind of just grabbed what I knew I needed as far as my boat and paddles, PFD, and some fishing stuff, and just kind of hit the road. I didn't want to take any longer than what I already was, so I just kind of left all that other junk at home. So once the evening came around, I realized I had none of that stuff, so I ran over to Walmart. Ended up coming back, parking at the campground at one of my buddies' campsites, and just sleeping in the back of my truck. And I had the kayak back there, just pushed the kayak over and laid out some egg foam and pillow blanket, boom, slept under the stars right beside my boat. It was kind of a funny situation, something I've never really done before, snuggling up to a 14-foot piece of plastic, but whatever, it worked out. It was kind of cool. Got to tour the factory on Tuesday. Got to see how the Jackson kayaks are put together, how they're made, and how Jackson Kayak is employing pretty much the town and area around Sparta, Tennessee, whereas they wouldn't have had these 100 or so odd jobs if Jackson wasn't there. So it's made in the States. So it's kind of cool deal just to see how everything works and see how they put the boats together. And it was a super awesome deal. You kind of never get to see that aspect of it with some of these products, so it was neat to get to do that. I didn't get to stay for the famous after party everybody was telling me about. I ended up having to load up and hit the road to get back here for work, so I left Sparta around 8 and drove practically all night. Pulled in my driveway here at 6:30 in the morning and went to bed and got up at 8 a.m. So I got like an hour of sleep practically, and then I've worked all day on top of that. So I'm a little exhausted, but it was definitely well worth the trip. Met a ton of new people, met a ton of guys I knew on Facebook but hadn't, met them in person, and Made some friendships that I'm sure will last a long, long time, and I look forward to fishing with these guys. Bart, Jim, Justin, guys I got to hang out with for 2 days and talk fishing, and those are just a few. I mean, there were so many new faces and new friends to make. I can't possibly remember them all right now, but they were awesome people. I didn't meet a single person that I didn't like, and I got to network, which was really cool. Drew Gregory kind of talked to me about how to do this whole fishing to make a living type thing, and that's kind of what I want to do with all of this. So it was cool. He spent a good amount of time with me and introduced me to some guys from Jackson Kayak Europe, sort of putting some things into motion there perhaps for next year. So it was really cool. Just the networking aspect of all of it was just awesome. So I'm super glad I went down there. It was so much fun. On top of all that, I got back and I've been searching through some of our videos here, just what I can compile into episodes and stuff and what I can present to you guys. And I said I was going to do some sort of cast to catch or an episode every Friday. I talked to Gene Jensen, Fluke Master. He has his own YouTube page and does really well with it. I got a chance to talk to him, and he sort of gave me some tips on how to stay consistent with all of this stuff and to build your brand. And consistency and quality is really king in this whole YouTube deal. So I kind of took the time to go through and see what we really had in video stock, and it looks like I have enough raw video to edit. That way I can put out sort of an action video twice a week. So maybe Monday and Friday I can put out a cast to catch type video and really pump out the content for you guys. I've been neglecting this channel for so long, and I knew I was building a portfolio with my catches and the pictures and the trophy fish and stuff. I never really knew exactly what direction it was all going to go in. Fishing's kind of a weird industry. There's ways to make a living in it, but you know, the roadmap to get there is not always clear. And getting to meet Gene and talking to some of these guys that actually make a living doing this, videos and filming and fishing, it really cleared a path in my mind and sort of showed me an objective to work towards. In an effort to practice consistency with our posting, I'm actually going to start editing at the pace to where we can put 2 of those action videos out a week and 1 podcast. This is supposed to be on Tuesday, but yesterday I tried filming a podcast in Tennessee, but the service was absolutely horrible where we were, so this is going to have to come out tonight, Wednesday. The cast to catch stuff paired with once we get Grant's fly tying stuff up and running, and perhaps another video for the spare night in the week that we kind of have to try to fill with something that's worth watching. We're not just going to throw junk out there. It looks like we'll be able to do like 4 nights during the week and then fish on the weekend, so it should be really exciting with what's to come. Anyway, that's all we have really right now. I'm going to jump back on the smallmouth game. I have 9 species left out of the 25 in Virginia. Smallmouth is the one that's kind of the sore spot right now. I've caught them before. I've hooked into trophy smallmouth before, but I've never landed the trophy to qualify me for the citation for that species. So I'm going to head up to Blacksburg this Saturday to try to get the smallie. Sunday it looks like I'm going hiking, so I'll only really have 1 day this weekend, and then we're going to kind of move into November. We got 1 more week in October, and then we move into November. So the smallmouth fishing should be good. I just have to make it a point to fish for smallmouth and not transition into the muskie like I so desperately want to do. So looks like I'll be smallie fishing this weekend and hopefully find Biggie Smalls. He's been eluding me up until this point, but I'm confident and I'm gonna stay persistent until I get him. We're gonna have a lot of cool content coming out. It's just been sitting on these hard drives. It's time to present it to you guys. Cast to catch stuff, I'll have one coming out Friday and I'll have another one coming out Monday. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Hope you guys had a happy Wednesday. We'll catch you later.